How's it going, everybody? My name is Absoulem and welcome back. This is part 17, the second to last chapter of my walkthrough. This is my full platinum journey for platinum on Hollow Knight. So welcome back to another exciting chapter. Today we are getting a bunch of big milestones. We're going to be completing the 4th Pantheon. We're going to be doing the bindings to unlock the Lifeblood door, going over a couple more Easter eggs that you probably didn't know about, and also doing a quest line to unlock the super duper top secret ultimate perfect ending for Hollow Knight, which will in fact get us to 112% completion today in this chapter. So big milestones done. We're gonna have most of the trophies done at the end of this chapter as well, with just the last one unlocked, which will be the endings. So a big chapter today. Hope you guys are excited for another fun one. And before we load up our save files, of course, it's time for our foreshadowing quote, which is, when a flower doesn't bloom, you fix the environment in which it grows, not the flower, because it's your dumb fault for breaking the delicate flower on your way to the Godseeker, okay? You big silly goose, so don't blame the flower, all right? But who knows what that quote's about. Anyways, let's load up our save file and I'll see you guys in game. Well, look who disturbs me from my perfect slumber. I suppose I will show you how to get the bindings where we left off. We had 4 in the last chapter, now we have to get 4 more. Now we can do 2 and 2 like what we did last time. You can do 1 at a time. You can do all 4. Do it however you want. Just somehow acquire 4 more bindings. I'm going to do it on Pantheon 2. You could split it up over 2, 3, and 4 if you want, but whatever. Just get 4 bindings. Now, I'm running this loadout, by the way. Yum. So that's what I'm running. And I would advise just doing 1 at a time, to be honest. This Pantheon will catch you off guard more than you expect. You can definitely do it however you feel like, but whenever I did it the very first time, I think I ran all 3 like this, and I played really passive at that point, but at least you have all your health, and then once I beat those 3, I go back and just do the shell one. But personally, I think for the average player who's maybe never done the Pantheons like this, I think the easiest way is just to do it 1 at a time. Just go down the list. It doesn't take very long. So the nail one's not that difficult because you have all your health, you have all your charms, you have all your soul, and the nail just takes a little bit longer to kill. So I'm not really going to go through that. I feel like you guys have already seen the Pantheon. The charm one is fine because literally just have your nail. It's already upgraded and it's only Pantheon 2, and you have your soul. So even without your charm to make it a little bit faster, it's still kind of like the nail where it's like nothing changes. It just takes a little bit longer than it normally would. And then the charms, the soul one isn't that difficult because, again, you have your charms and nail and everything. So the only one that I think people would struggle with is the shell one. So that's the one I'm going to show. And then once I'm done with this, I'll cut to where I have all 4 done. But I would just recommend doing each one individually until you have all 4 if you're struggling. But this is the one I think is the more difficult. And so I wanted to showcase this before I cut to the finished product. And you saw my build that I'm running. Ooh, that was stupid. Yeah, don't be like too aggressive here, but you don't have to try that hard because it's just the first couple bosses. You can easily make up your health. And he's dead. So with our build right here, we're about to power through with the quick slash and the shaman. Let him have. Whoa, what the hell? How many lasers are we gonna spawn in? Dude, what? Like we had like 17 lasers hitting me. Bad RNG. Hitting with a Bish Shriek right out the gate. Oh, I dashed into him like a moron. Yeah, basically the strategy here with the half health is that the quick slash, we just kill them before they can even hurt us. I'm just spamming attacks, basically. And then if I do get hit, I've got Thorns, and we get Grub Song back, so pretty good. Pretty good build for having almost no health. Plus, I'll give you some advice on the final few bosses on how to keep your health up. But these first 5, you don't really have to try too hard. At least I'm not gonna. I don't want to try too hard. This is the only one that's kind of annoying, honestly. But we're about to make it look stupid. Oh my god, I have the hiccups. Try to get your Abyss... Hold on. Man, I nearly died right there. Okay, try to get your Abyss Shriek to line up with both of them to speed this bad boy up. And then heal in the corners if you need to, but just try to dodge as much as you can. Now, I had a bad spawn where they started complete opposite sides. So I'm just going to tackle the one. Oh my goodness. Get off the ground, buddy. Like, it's not fair. You're like in the floor. Now, the next fight's easy, but I'm going to show you, in case you're coming out of that fight with like 1 HP, I'm going to show you how to regain health. So you'll hit this guy 3 times, or enough to get soul, whatever it takes, right? Then just wait for him to go to a wall attack, like that, and then you can heal right now, or, you know, if it's the upper one, then you can do that as well. Like, you can heal, just the wall attacks are when you heal. And then just get your soul back, and then just heal. And you should have enough to get a few, like most of your health back, if not all of it, in this first phase, if you're struggling. And now with soul, we're gonna have a bench after this, so feel free to just go crazy with Descending Dart. It's a really good ability in this fight. We just hit it over and over, basically. It's kind of OP. Oops, I killed them all. Oh, my goodness. It's like we're making this easier than it's supposed to be. You probably were like, this is going to be tough with only half health. No. No, you big silly goose. We're not making this more difficult. All right. Now, feel free to tweak the build here if you want. I don't suggest that you do. But hey, you might want to tweak it. Wait, I'm actually curious. Hang on. I've never actually tested this. Just for testing purposes, everybody. Huh. Interesting. So I get 4. So that gives you 8. And it only costs 3 things. This one costs 2 notches, and it gives you 6. Okay, that's not bad. That one costs 4, but it only gives you 3. Wouldn't you just rather have that one then? You know what I mean? Like, I get an extra life, and it costs one less notch. I mean, I get the, like, it gives your health, it makes them a little bit stronger. You know, I get that it's that, so I guess that's the trade-off. But isn't that kind of crazy, though? Like, anyway, sorry, I was just testing that out. Just, you know, doing some science and stuff. Definitely want our Shaman Stone on. Now, I guess I'll leave it up to you then. If you want Grub Song and Thorns, that's fine. Or you can go with the Lifeblood. I think I'm going to try out the Lifeblood. Nope, that's not the one I wanted. That one. I mean, 2 extra health. Does it... Hold on, I want to make sure I'm not screwing myself up. Actually, honestly, I think I'd rather just have the Grub Song. At least I'm getting soul back, and I have thorns that can do damage. But I'll leave that up to you. We tested it. We figured it out. Now, Marmu is easy if you're about to get hit and you can't time it right. Just dash. That's it. That's all you gotta do. All right, Marmu, I don't like that. I kind of use the hell out of the dash, in case you're not paying attention. I personally love the dash because it makes me immune every time she hits the ground. So if I don't have 100% confidence that I'm not going to hit her, or that I am going to hit her, then, you know, that's that. I just dash. Now this attack, we're sitting in the corner once again. I'm getting kind of lucky here. I don't know what it's doing. But you'll just dash, or dodge the things. And then it'll probably do that, and whenever it crawls like that, you can just go up and over. Just make sure you kind of go out to the left. Yeah, otherwise, you know, if you have a bunch of soul, that's fine. I would save it for the next couple fights. Yeah, dash up and to the left, and you'll miss the boss every time. But we don't have to make this fight difficult, do we? You can also pogo on the boss if you want to get that extra hit in. I'll try to show that off as well. See? That was a cool pogo, I'm not gonna lie. I killed him with it. Now the next fight is Fluke Worm. Now, because we have very little health, right? Pogoing on top of him might not be your favorite play. So what I'm going to suggest is that you pogo on him for like 5 or 6 hits. And then as soon as the little guys spawn, drop to the bottom and hit a million Abyss Shrieks. And he's dead. It's like, I'm thinking about you guys. I'm thinking about you. Now, this broken vessel is about to be even more broken because we're about to make him look stupid. Now, what you want to do is just stay next to him, hit him. You might remember this fight, I don't know. But just stay next to him, hit him, and anytime he does like a dash or whatever, you just dash through him or jump over him or whatever. He's got a very slow attack pattern, honestly. The only time you might get hit, I could see, is like when he does like the cloud where it just starts spewing things everywhere. So you'll want to dash away from that, or, you know, just, I don't know, hit a descending dark or something to, you know, immune yourself. But it shouldn't be a very difficult fight. So that whooshing sound's what we're listening for. Otherwise, we're staying right next to... Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah, right beside him. So this attack right here. You can kind of dodge it if you want. Again? I did not kill him already. Oh, buddy. I thought he would at least have another phase or two. My God. Okay, fair enough. I don't remember him being that easy. All right, well, get your much-needed lore here and go ahead and move on to the next one. Now, this is the Paint Master Shio. You can either just power through with... If you have a lot of soul, you can just try to hit as many spells as possible while dodging. I would suggest for this one, since you only do have 4 lives, you don't have much of a window to heal until you've stunned her. So you might want to actually learn the dodges. So yellow, you go above. Red, it's like just dodge the falling paint. Purple, just dodge the falling paint. And blue is kind of like a diagonal. So yellow is up and over. Purple, we go under. Just get close, and you'll usually dodge it. I didn't have a time. Dude, okay. About to say, I don't have a second to dodge. What? Wow, that was, I'm not gonna lie, that was a bit close. Let's go! So, not that hard. Once you learn the attacks, it's really not that bad. I was being a little aggressive, but, and I missed a few of my spells, to be honest. But hopefully that should show you how to get the soul one. And then to me, that's the hard one. So now I'm going to suggest that maybe you go and do the other ones one at a time. But you can also be an absolute badass and go get the other 3 all in one go. It is very possible. It's just like, if you're going to do that and save time, it's a very passive approach. And you'll want to focus more on always having your health up. So if at any point you're like, oh shit, I'm losing health, stop hurting the boss and go more into like the defensive and start building your health back up before actually going back into the fight. So that's what I would suggest for that. But anyways, now I'm just going to knock them out one at a time here, and I will catch up with you guys once I'm on the last one. All right, I just wanted to check in here because I'm on the very last binding here, and I'm about to get all 8 unlocked here. So I am currently wrapping up on the final boss. Hopefully I don't die, right? That'd be kind of rough. There we go. One more phase. Oh, I really thought that was going to be it. Oh, did you think you were going to jump on me, mister? I saw your move coming from a mile away. All right, so this should unlock all 8. Nice. All right, so we are officially done with Pantheon 2. That feels nice and good, right? Like all 8. And now we just have the other 8. And then the 5th Pantheon if we want the most exclusive item in the entire game. But ladies and gentlemen, now with 8, we can unlock the Lifeblood Room. Yay! Now there is an Easter egg in here, right? If you hold down on the joystick, you'll see the bottom right corner. You see that thing blinking? And it's gone. And there it is. Okay, you see it? It's like a little creature that's blinking. That is the most exclusive and elusive and intrusive god in the entire realm. There's only 2 instances that we've seen him. That is an Easter egg right there. Right there, and then there's one in that door. If you remember the one that we had to have like 14 lifeblood to get into the door, he can be seen in the very background there. But that is like the lifeblood god. And I don't know too much lore, but I know that that's like a super well-hidden reference Easter egg thing that most people don't know. So, anyways, pretty cool. I hope that in the future games we get more about the lifeblood creature, because that's something that, like, I think we are all very curious. Like, what is lifeblood? I see you down there, buddy. But all right, so now if you want, you can keep chipping away at bindings, and for every 4, you'll get an additional lifeblood mask. So right now, because we got 8, we'll have 3 every time we hit a bench on one of the Pantheons, right? For every bench, you can break a cocoon and get 3 lifebloods. So now that we're done basically with the bindings, I'm not going to be pushing the bindings at all until the very end. I'm not going to require that you guys do it at all. There is an item at the very, very end of the game that if you want it, you have to get all the bindings on all the Pantheons. So it's a very elusive or a very, very exclusive item. So You don't have to do that anyways, but we should theoretically be done with bindings at this point, unless you just want to do it. But now that we're done with Pantheon 1, 2, and 3, our bindings, we have to beat Pantheon 4 and Pantheon 5. But in order to continue, we need to go back to our God Seeker out in the real world, and we can trigger the next ending. Hello, Botty. So he's all nice and awake. Uh-huh. Okay, well, good talking. So now what we're going to do is go on a delivery run. If you remember that flower delivery that we did? Well, this is version 2. But don't worry, this one's not nearly as bad because I have a little trick up my sleeve. Fluke Hermit, what the freaking heck? Okay, well, not much of a talker, that one. So come over here, and we're going to open up a shortcut at the end of this path. Do be mindful of the enemies, though. There's also some geo along this path. Right there. Not that we really need the geos at this point, but it is there. I guess you could always upgrade your charms, you know? The unbreakable ones. Or I guess right now they're fragile, but you can make them unbreakable. So head up. We're going to open up the shortcut right here. And then there's one other shortcut that we're going to open as well. So this just leads to the, if you recognize it, it's the nailsmith in his hut just up above. And now what we're going to do is head over to the right. Damn, that poor fly. They have no idea that we're like gods now, pretty much. They don't know. So yeah, now we're going to head up all the way to where fungal waste is, pretty much. I don't know why I did that, guys. I'm going to be honest. I don't know why I did that. I learned pretty hard, though. I did learn my lesson. Buddy, it's just not even worth trying. I am literally just immortal, pretty much. You guys mean nothing to me now. This is the last, I think it's actually the last shortcut in the entire map that we haven't opened. I think it's the last one. Yeah, no, it's definitely got to be last. I've done everything else. So if you remember this door, we locked it behind ourselves, but we have to come up and over. Now with our ability, we'll actually be able to do this. So come over here and hit the descending dart. Boom, boom, boom. And now that is open. So if you remember this was way back in the day, but we needed that shortcut opened. And now I'm just going to head to a stag station. So our closest one is going to be like Queen Station. So we're just going to go down. We're going to come right back this way, basically. But this will save you so much effort from having to, whatchamacallit, go. We have to deliver the flower all the way to the God Seeker, which is a nightmare of a run if you did it otherwise. But that shortcut we just opened from the nailsmith is kind of designed to be the solution. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think my dream gate's still by the King Station, but, you know, I'll show you guys how to get back just in case. All right, we've updated our map fully. Let's go. I guess it doesn't really show on there, but either way, we opened up a shortcut, 2 shortcuts. So that's always cool. But now we're going to head over to Queen's Station. Or, sorry, Queen's Garden. My bad. And you'll want to put down a dream gate in the room. Personally, I would just put it right here. Because you're going to have to reset the world anyways. So I would just put a dream gate. And then this way, if you break it, you can teleport here, rest at the bench, reset the world, and then go get another flower. All right, and we're just heading up to where that flower was located. If you remember where that was at, just right here. Yep, perfect. Run right into the thorns. That's a good start. It's not really needed that we survive that part. We just need to not get hit once we pick up the flower. But anyways, you'll see the flower right here that we can pick up. And I just wanted to quickly go over a couple things. This flower will only spawn if you've done the Grey Mourner quest. If you remember, we took the flower, we delivered it to this gravesite, then we returned to Grey Mourner and completed that quest line. So if you've done that quest line and reset the world by resting at a bench, it will then give the flowers time to blossom, and you'll be able to pick one up right here. Now, this is how you get the delicate flower, ultra top secret, perfect ending of the game. This is the quest line that you have unlocked. Now, there's other things you can do with these flowers too that I wanted to point out, because a lot of people either miss it or just don't even know that you can do this, because it's really not obvious. So if you are interested, I just want to call attention to this just for the sake, if someone wants to do it, you can go do this. You can take the flowers and do 4 separate delivery runs outside of the one that we're already doing. You could go to Oro. He'll put out like a vase, and you can deliver the flower and put it in the vase. You can go to Elderbug and deliver it and get some extra lore there. You can go to White Lady and Emelita, and both of them will reject your flower. But, I mean, you know, the men accepted our flower and put out a vase. We try to give our flower to women, and they reject us. But, you know, hey, I thought we were escaping reality. So, anywho, White Lady will reject it, give it back to you. Emelita will reject it, and you get some extra dialogue. So, if you're interested in all that lore, that is up to you if you want to go do that. It is 4 separate runs. If you only care about the ending, then just pick up the flower here and follow along as we go and deliver it to Godseeker. Now, this delivery run is kind of like the reverse of what we did previously with the Grey Mourner. It's a little bit of a different run, but it really is going to be mostly like the opposite run. Like, it's like the reverse run. I would use these little guys, by the way, to get at least 1 soul charge for the next couple rooms. But yeah, if you remember how the way we went, we came this way, but the other way. It's a lot easier this direction, by the way. But have at least 1 soul blast here for this guy. You're dead. Mister, you're dead. So, down we go. Watch out for the flying shrubbery. Actually, don't know what these guys are called. It's easier if you go down to the left here. Gotcha. All right, now we're back in the whatever you call this temple. I don't really know what you would call that room. Does it have a name? No. Anyways, we are right above Deep Nest. So if you remember where we are. So we're going to go to the right. And we're cutting through Fog Canyon and back to that bridge that we opened up with that shortcut, in case that wasn't super obvious from us opening the shortcut. That should be obvious, everybody. So up, 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 and make sure we kill the big guy. Watch out for the little ladybug thing, whatever that lady's called. It's not a very difficult run, to be honest. That first delivery was much more difficult. This one with the shortcuts, it would be a really difficult run if it wasn't for us opening those shortcuts. That's kind of like a hidden path from the junk pit. And it's meant, I think it's probably meant for this run, if I had to guess. Just watch out for those 2 mushrooms and the plant guy. I don't know what else you would need that that shortcut for. So I'm assuming that was for this quest line. But it's not as obvious, so if you had to do it the normal way, I mean, you would be all over the place. So if you're looking at the map, it's not like to go from Queen's Gardens to the junk pit in Royal Waterways. Like, you'd have to go all the way through Mantis Village, down through all of Royal Waterways, through that room with all the big worm guys, and then into the junk pit without taking any damage. Like, that would be a nightmare. So let's make it easier on ourselves, right? All we got to do is get through City of Tears, and that's it. So come with me. I will teach you my ways. You're going to run as fast as you can for here, and then just get through this room. Don't even worry about it. Hit that guy as soon as you see him. Ooh, Geo. Ooh, piece of candy. All right, now get that guy to blow up. And now what you want to do is watch out below and take him out. Just don't fall down and get hit by that guy. I've done that. It's not fun. Take out that guy, and now we're pretty much done with all the difficult enemies. We just have one more right here. Not difficult, but just guys that can catch you off guard. When I was practicing this, I died 4 times. Like, to the elevator was one of my deaths. I hit the spikes. That was a feels bad for sure. That one hurt. That one hurt. It was on the very last elevator too. Take out that guy. So now I've learned to just take all the elevators. It was this elevator too. I just dropped down and hit the spikes because I was coming down, you know? It happens to the best of us. Got him. Oh, let's go. I got an essence point. Yes. Nope, let me in. All right, now just watch out for those basic floating enemies. Just take it slow. Drop one thing at a time. These guys. The Fungo Warriors. Oh, that was close. I didn't even have to kill him. If I had died to that guy when I didn't even have to kill him... All right, now we're home free. And right there. Oh, so close. So freaking close. Hey, buddy. Your eyes are looking really black and hollow. Here's a flower. Yep, that's for you, buddy. I made this for you. An offering? Yes, the crawler makes an offering to us. Rare bloom, tiny and pure. No god, though. No godliness. Whoa, 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 whoa. I beat Pantheons 1, 2, and 3, and I'm about to beat Pantheon 4. So to say no godliness? Okay. Cool. You know, I actually don't want you to have this flower, actually. I like that he holds it. That's my favorite part of this. All right, so the delicate flower ending is now, I guess, activated. And now all we need to do to get the final trophies for this game is beat Pantheon 4 and 5. And then you're done. So we are pretty much done with every trophy, per se. There is still, of course, things to do that you don't want to miss out on. But as far as trophies go, you are dangerously close to your platinum, ladies and gentlemen. For 100%ing the game, you're close, but you're not that close. Okay. You still have a few items if you're like a completionist like myself. Like, you still have a challenge or two ahead of you. But as far as trophies, it's really just beat Pantheon 4, beat the 5th Pantheon in order to unlock the secret ending. And then you also will get the aiding Herald in his journey with the secret ending. And then that would be the last 3 trophies. And then you should unlock the platinum. And also, once we beat Pantheon 4, we'll unlock the 112% completion trophy as well. So we have 4 trophies, just like bang, 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 bang. And then you have platinum. So it's pretty cool. So now what we're going to do is complete Pantheon 4. So let's go and get ourselves set up, shall we? Okay, so let's go over the loadout here. I'm going for a minimalist approach here. We have Unbreakable Strength, of course. Never hurt nobody. We have Shaman Stone, because obviously. And I'm going Quick Slash this time around because I want to be able to just powerhouse. We have all of our nail power. I think this will be better for the lineup of our bosses. And then Sharp Shadow for basically, I mean, some of them it's going to help out with the bosses regardless, but we wouldn't necessarily need it. However, the very last boss is going to be an interesting one for you guys. You're going to finally meet the a new version of, let's just say, the final boss. Okay, so this Pantheon is definitely a notch or two more in difficulty. Now, I don't really personally think that the base version of the Pantheons are all that difficult. I think you can absolutely handle them because it's only 10 bosses. There's no bindings. I think these Pantheons, where they really shine is when you're doing the bindings. I think that's what makes some of these really challenging. And then once you've mastered, like, personally, I think if you can get Pantheon 1, 2, 3, 4 done and all of their bindings, you'll be completely, like, you'll be so good for Pantheon 5. Because everything you face in the first 4, you'll face in the 5th Pantheon, with the exceptions to the last few bosses. So all these are kind of preparing you for the final stretch. So this is like the next tier. I would say these are like, in the Pantheon 5 is like 50 bosses. These are the bosses you'll fight at like the 30s. So it's not super difficult, but it's definitely like more than what we've seen so far. But you have fought most of these guys already. It's just kind of different when you're doing them back to back to back. Make sure you fill up your soul in the hot spring if you need it. Folks, I need you to remain calm because you're about to witness epic gameplay. And look, that's just not something you're probably ready for. But I just need you to calm down. Maybe take a seat and prepare for greatness, okay? Holy fuck, where am I supposed to go? Again, folks, you're about to witness something incredible here. They don't make players like me anymore. Okay. All those hits, those are all strategic, all right? Now, these first 2 fights, we're actually not taking all that serious. We are just going to get through them. I mean, you shouldn't struggle with these. We've beaten them a number of times at this point. Where am I? Oh, I was looking at him. Oh, my. Again, folks, you're going to witness something incredible. Not me looking at him as if I'm the player. I'm really just trying to spam the attacks here. There we go. So, as you can probably tell, I wasn't really trying that hard. Because the point I'm making is that we don't really need to. Just get through the first 2 fights. You know, speed run it, do whatever you want. Go crazy. Because once you reach this fight, you are immortal if you stand in the middle of this platform right where I'm at. You will never get hit. But it does have to be in the middle. That'll give you plenty of time to heal. And you can, you know, do whatever you want. If you want to chip away at the health, feel free. I love the pacing of this Pantheon. because for every time it gets challenging, there's always a balance to make it where you always get your health back. So it's kind of a stress-free Pantheon. It's my favorite Pantheon because it's fun. I think the lineup of bosses is fun. It's well-paced, and it's challenging at times. In like the best of ways. Because the last boss, if you've never fought Pure Vessel, it's going to be a little bit of an interesting time for some of you. So, just get through that fight. Get whatever amount of soul. We're not really worried about soul right now. Now, this is the Trader Lord. Don't let it ruin your day. Because, again, we run Mantis Village. Don't let the Trader, teach you a lesson, okay? There's literally 3 attacks. One of them, you don't even have to do anything. The one where he looks like he's about to run a marathon, you dash through it. When he jumps up in the air, you just literally don't do anything. Just turn around and keep hitting him. And then he has one where he has like a tidal wave and just dash through that. And you'll know he's doing it when he's digging in the ground. That's it. But Quick Slash is going to make a very quick work of this guy. We dash through. We dash through. And we're done. Oh, would you look at that? I have all of my soul, basically. One thing I was going to point out, in this arena, you see how there's the delicate flowers? I think it would have been a really cool, instead of us delivering the flower to Junk Pit with the Godseeker, I think it would have been really cool if we had to make it to this part of the Pantheon and then deliver it in the Pantheon. Like, maybe after we beat this, you know how the Godseeker spawns between the bosses? I think it would have been really cool if I had to give it to him then. And then, like, the memory flower, when we come back to real life, he's, like, able to unlock memories or whatever. That would have been my thing. I think that would have been really cool to force you to beat the first, like, 3 bosses without taking any damage. Because, I mean, this is, like, the ultimate secret ending, and I think it should be earned. And beating those first 3 is not challenging, so that would have been what I would have done. Anyways, White Defender. We have a bench after him, so don't freak out too much with health. The real key to this fight is just building up your soul. Because once we get to the second half of this fight, we can skip the entire phase if we have soul. So I'm not really worried about health. Only if I'm about to die or something. But once he bangs on his chest, that's when we know we're halfway done. That's our cue. Oh, I keep timing it wrong. Alright, so here we go. Now we're just going to spam our Abyss Shrieks. And then we'll be able to skip the entire fight. Abyss Shriek. Abyss Shriek. And we're done. Wow. If I'd hit that one Abyss Shriek, it would have probably died instantly, but oh well. But yeah, that way we don't even have to like worry about the second half of that fight. Alright, so hit the bench first. If you need to make any changes to your charms, that would be the time. I don't advise it. I think you should stick exactly with our build here. Get your soul topped off, and then the last thing you should do is the lifeblood. So get your 3 lifebloods, or more if you did, more bindings. But yeah, definitely don't hit the lifeblood and then hit the bench, because otherwise it resets your lifeblood. Now, going forward, the next 4 bosses are pretty straightforward. The only one's a little bit challenging is Markoth, but we'll be okay. We're going to take it one step at a time. The real challenge of this Pantheon is the final boss, Pure Vessel. I'll go over that when we get there. But for now, literally, I don't care at all about my health right now. That's kind of a common trend for this Pantheon. I'm more so just trying to get through it. So again, if you need to heal up or whatever, you can always pogo on his butt, and that keeps him down. But I don't really care. I'll just get hit a bunch, and then I can go over here, shoot my soul. What was that? My PC's freaking out. What's going on? Alright, so, again, take as much damage as you need to. Once you get to the 3rd one, then you can heal up. And he stays down indefinitely, so definitely get to the full health, full soul. It's only on the 1st and 2nd phase that you have to pogo on his back to keep him down. But you should have enough health just to, like, power through it. And this way, when we enter the next fight, Markoth, we'll have all of our soul. And what we want to do is just spam the Abyss Shrieks. That's pretty much it. Just try to get through it as fast as you can with the Abyss Shrieks. Oh, you forgot something? Sir, do you have a moment to talk to me about Abyss Shrieks? Sir, you can't run from the truth. Alright, cool. I think he learned his lesson. So yeah, don't even let him have a chance. And then our goal really is this fight and the next one, you'll be able to reclaim most of your health, if not all, going into the last fight. So this one, you want to just hit them and then dash through anything that they're doing. So we dash through whenever he swings. And then once he dies, you have time to get 3 or 4 heals off until the next one spawn. And you'll just do that a bunch. And just be smart about when you heal. Can't see. I literally don't know where I'm at. Okay. You saw that, right? You saw that? I don't like how they're synced up. Dude, I got nowhere to go. Oh. Once you have it down to 1, it's very easy to heal up. Alright. So you should be able to leave this fight with most of your health. Now, if you're still struggling, then the next fight's definitely going to get you your health. Because you're better than that. Just don't be getting hit, you know, by that thing. That one, if you're struggling with the 6 orbs, you can dash through it too. You don't have to, like, jump through it like I did. Quick Slash is nice in this fight because he moves so quick, and we can usually get 2 hits in with our Quick Slash. Plus the very end, it makes it a little bit easier to finish it. I promise you folks, I actually thought about this. Oh, I dashed instead of... Oh, I've never gotten 3 on that. I'd love to one day get that. Jump! Don't dash! Okay, well, let's pretend like I did jump into him. You're right, game. Ooh, that was a good one. That was a good one. Almost. You'd have to catch him on the very beginning. Alright, now hopefully I get a good spawn. Hopefully he's on the ground. But with Quick Slash, we can still make it work. You just have to be careful about the orbs. Alright, right here. No, what is that spawn? A little bit diabolical with the orbs today, aren't we, game? Alright, so it really doesn't matter if you have soul. You really just want your health all the way up. If you're able to, of course. But the Watcher Knight and the Soul Tyrant should absolutely give you a good chance to get all of your soul up. But now it's time for Pure Vessel. Talk to this God Seeker who's being, I will say, kind of a dick. I'm just saying, thou art no God, be gone, pretender, be silent. That's not the words of somebody that got a really cool flower given to them. Is it, God Seeker? Why don't you think twice about that shit, dude? You might come back and maybe I've put bleach in your flower pot. Maybe some pesticides or something. I don't know. You still like that flower? You still want that? I will crush that flower. Now, don't ever call me a pretender again, okay? So, all right, we straightened him out. Now it's time to fight Pure Vessel, who is definitely going to be the first real challenge of this game for you. This is a very tough boss for most people, myself included. When I first found this boss, it is crazy hard. It actually becomes pretty fun because once you know his movesets, it's not really that bad. But when you're first learning it, man, that's the hard part, is because he hits for 2 damage and you can be dead in like 2 seconds. And it can be over before it even began. And so the good news is, now that you've reached him, you unlock it in the Hall of the Gods, and you can practice all day, all night. So get very, very good at this fight. Get very consistent, not just for this Pantheon, but more so for the next one. So just get really good at practicing it, and then run this one whenever you're ready. As far as his movesets, Sharp Shadow is S tier in this fight. It's going to let us dash through pretty much everything. When in doubt, dash, okay? So every attack, you're dashing through it. Either through him or just through the attack. That's pretty much everything I'll say. You'll see what attacks look like and how to handle them. The nuances of this fight is, first and foremost, everything's just kind of dashing through, but the only one that requires a little bit of timing is when he does his 3 swiping attacks. He does it's like slashing. When he does that, you do have to kind of time it in the right window, and it's later than you might think it is. But that one's the only one that requires like perfect timing. The rest of them you just dash through. So that's the nuance there. Also, if you're hitting him and he parries your blade and you hear the like clinking of the swords, stop hitting him. Do not hit him again. Wait for him to lower his blade and then continue. And the rest of it's just avoid his attacks, really. And then the last like piece of information that you might not pick up on right away is the tentacles at the end. The last attack he unlocks is tentacle arms. And you'll know you're there when he starts spawning orbs in the arena. That's when you know, okay, I'm about 75% done with this fight. You'll probably stun him one more time, and then it's time for tentacles. But he can do it anytime after the orbs, okay? So you just want to be ready for that. And the more you fight him, the more like you'll start to understand when it's going to happen. But just be ready for his tentacles, because it gives you almost half a second to react to it. And you just want to be ready for after the orbs. After every single attack, just be ready to double jump no matter what, because he might hit you with that attack. And if so, you'll jump over it, and that's fine. But if you get grabbed by him, it's just like it's game over. So that's all the nuances. Hopefully me showing you this fight makes it a little bit easier, and best of luck. And let's do this. Also, I love his pose in the beginning. He looks like he's just so over it. He's like, fuck. It's like a teenager, and the mom's like, clean your room. He's like, do I have to? God. That's the parry. We dash. We dash. We dash. Also, I will add, this fight is like a dance of sorts. It's never an aggressive fight. We are just, it's like we're dancing in a way. It's like he moves, I move. He moves, I move. I'm never going on the offense. I do think that that's a big distinction versus the other bosses, where like I'm kind of in control and like I'm dashing around the arena to try to get in position. This fight is very much like us dancing in a way. You'll have a lot easier time if you do it that way. So again, we're dashing. We're dashing. That's the one where it requires timing. If you stun him, you can heal twice. See, I'm not being aggressive. You can use your soul if you're confident. All right, there's the orbs. All right, now I'm expecting the tentacle. Oh, okay. I fully expect the tentacles now. Oh, dude, he just keeps not doing it. There we go. Tentacles probably. Oh, we stunned him. I literally have nowhere to go. I have nowhere to go. There we go. So that's the pure vessel. It's a fun fight. It can be sad. It can be tough. Who is that bug I see staring back right at me? That's the lyrics, right? Wow. Wow. 1334. Let's freaking go. So that's my favorite Pantheon personally, just for like the pacing. I think the lineup of bosses is like all of them are fun bosses, I think, in my opinion. I personally think that's the best designed Pantheon. So now we've done Pantheons 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now, with the map updated, with everything locked the fuck in, you can come right here. Wow. That was worth it, right, guys? We hit that. It raises up the upper area. The upper echelon has been ascended. Here we go. There's another hot spring. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Everybody, that was worth it, right? There is a hidden area up here, by the way. Not that it's like hard to find, I guess, but hit that. Rest at the bench. Do all that fun stuff. So yeah, this just opens up a thing, so you can do that. Just showing you all the spots. So basically you have your bench there, your hot spring straight down, and then off this ledge, there we go, is back to the hot spring. I'm not really sure why they hid all those things. Like, I don't know, like, I guess that's cool. But this just goes back down if you were wondering. But now I'm going to go talk to the God Seeker outside. I believe there's new dialogue. I'm pretty sure. Once we've unlocked the 5th Pantheon. I think it's kind of pessimistic if I remember right. The corpses of pretender gods, but not in Hollownest. Okay, it sounds a lot like you're saying I'm a pretender still, and I think we had a good talk back there. Don't you remember that? You like that little flower, buddy? I go back into his mind and straighten him out. Alright, so... Whoops. Going back to that bench at the very, very top. The tip top. So again, feel free to grind the bindings. Sorry, there is an item. I will go over it once we're done with the game. There is several items that are left to get that are linked to the bindings and things like that. But this is the final Pantheon here. It does have its own bindings, as you see. It does have the normal build. So, you know, that's a tough one. That'll be the next chapter of our walkthrough. Right now, I just want to go over a couple trophies. So you should have unlocked the 112% completion. Let's go ahead and double check that we did get it. I believe we did. We should have, at least. But yeah, you should get the trophy for beating the Pantheon. If you're on Steam, I think that's where that exists. On PlayStation and stuff, it's still a thing, but there's a separate trophy in Steam. I don't know why they did that, but either way, everybody playing the game, you should have a trophy associated with that Pantheon. You should have a trophy for 112%, which we have gotten. You should have... Yeah, I guess that's it for now. But we have officially fulfilled all of the requirements for the secret endings and everything. So now it's simply just beat Pantheon 5 and we're done. You earn platinum if you beat the 5th Pantheon. That's where we're at. So we'll go over how to do that if you are looking for that. So this is the second to last chapter. The next chapter is our final chapter. The goal is to beat 5th Pantheon. And then what we're going to do is at the end, I'm going to go over all the optional things that you could do furthering that. Because as you see, like my main playthrough when I did platinum, you see how it's 111 hours. That's because I finished the game probably around 30 something hours, but then I went and grinded out the Void Idol and the Weathered Mask and things like that. So there's definitely a lot of grinding you can do post beating the game and doing all of it. Now, I'll go over all of those items if you're interested. That way you can go and get every single item in the game if you want. But I imagine a lot of you are just going to want to platinum, get the 112%, which means that you've seen everything in the game. There's just some items that are like an absolute flex on people if you want it, and I'll go over those items. So that is going to wrap up our second to last chapter, guys. I will see you in the next video to wrap up our platinum journey. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good one. Bye.